Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that one man, yes, one single man, controls your entire country's money, taxes, trade, and even your future. Imagine everyone around you getting rich overnight, servants suddenly wealthier than their masters, fortunes created out of thin air, and the word millionaire being born right before your eyes. But then, imagine it all collapsing in a single year, leaving your country ruined, your money worthless, and your dreams shattered. This isn't a modern crypto scam. This isn't Wall Street. This is the true story of John Law, a gambler, an economist, and the man who convinced France to let him print unlimited money. What he did between 1716 and 1720 remains one of the greatest financial experiments and disasters in human history. And the scary part, central banks today are repeating the exact same mistakes. So sit back, because this story is not just about the past, it's a warning about the future. John Law was a Scottish gambler, a man with charm, wit, and an obsession with money. In 1716, he arrived in France with an idea so radical, it sounded insane. Why limit money to gold and silver? He asked. Land has value too. Paper backed by land could create endless wealth. France was drowning in debt after years of war under Louis XIV. The regent of France, desperate for solutions, gave Law his chance. And so, Law created the Banque Générale, a bank that could print paper money. At first, it seemed brilliant. Trade became easier, debt started to shrink, and people trusted the paper notes. But Law had bigger dreams. He wanted an empire of paper wealth. And in 1719, he launched his boldest creation yet, the Mississippi Company. This company was granted exclusive rights to trade, mine, and develop France's vast North American colonies, Louisiana, Mississippi, and beyond. Law promised unimaginable riches, fertile land, gold, silver, and endless trade routes. He sold a dream so seductive that the entire nation bought in. Shares in the Mississippi Company started at 500 livres. Within months, they skyrocketed to 10,000. That's a 20x explosion. Paris became the world's first financial gold rush. Ordinary servants became rich. Aristocrats doubled and tripled their wealth. Streets were clogged with investors desperate to buy shares. Coffee houses buzzed with rumors of fortunes being made overnight. It was pure madness. And behind it all, John Law kept printing money to fuel the frenzy. By 1720, France had 2 billion livres in circulation, double the amount of gold and silver in the entire country. Paper was everywhere. Wealth was everywhere. But reality was nowhere. The frenzy gave birth to a new word in the French language, millionaire. But bubbles always burst. By early 1720, the smart investors began cashing out. They demanded real gold for their paper fortunes. And that's when the truth was revealed. Law's bank didn't have enough gold to cover the money it had printed. Panic spread. People stormed the bank. Desperate, Law banned gold altogether, forcing everyone to use paper. Anyone caught hoarding gold faced punishment. But the people had lost faith. Shares in the Mississippi Company collapsed from 10,000 to just 1,000 livres. Inflation spiraled out of control. Prices of basic food shot up by 60%. Riots broke out. Stampedes of citizens desperate to trade paper for real money left many dead in the streets. By the end of 1720, John Law, once the most powerful man in France, fled the country in disgrace, penniless, and hated. The damage was catastrophic. France's economy was shattered for decades. Generations were scarred with distrust toward banks, paper money, and financial schemes. Many historians even argue that this disaster planted seeds of discontent that later exploded in the French Revolution. One man's dream of unlimited prosperity had turned into a nightmare for an entire nation. But here's the scary part. Central banks today are doing something eerily similar. They are printing money backed by nothing. They are buying assets to inflate markets. They are creating bubbles in housing, stocks, and bonds. Just like in 1720, everyone feels richer until the bubble bursts. And when it does, the insiders, the wealthy, the powerful, will cash out first, while ordinary people are left holding worthless paper. History doesn't just rhyme, it repeats. And the story of John Law is a reminder that money created out of thin air always ends the same way, with collapse, chaos, and ordinary people paying the price. So the question is, Will we learn from history? Or are we marching straight toward another Mississippi bubble of our own time? Because in the end, John Law's story is not just a story of the past. It's a mirror reflecting our future.